In the year 2014, in the peaceful town of Greenridge, nestled amidst rolling hills and lush greenery, lived the Martin family. Mark and Sarah, a loving couple in their early 30s, decided to take a much-needed break from the hustle and bustle of city life. They longed for a peaceful vacation with their two adorable children, Emily, aged 6, and Daniel, aged 8. One evening, while browsing the internet for vacation rentals, Mark stumbled upon a charming cottage that seemed perfect for their getaway. The listing on Craigslist boasted of breathtaking views, a serene environment, and a reasonable price. Excitement filled the room as Mark shared his discovery with Sarah, and they both agreed it was an opportunity they couldn't pass up. Without hesitation, Mark reached out to the landlord, Mr. Thompson, who responded promptly. The conversation was cordial, and Mr. Thompson assured them that the cottage was available for the dates they desired. Delighted by the quick response and favorable terms, Mark and Sarah eagerly accepted the offer and made arrangements to meet Mr. Thompson in person to sign a rental agreement. Several weeks later, on a sunny Saturday morning, the Martin family embarked on their journey to the cottage. Their car wound its way through picturesque landscapes, and anticipation grew as they neared their destination. After a few hours of driving, they finally arrived at the address provided by Mr. Thompson. The cottage stood nestled at the edge of a dense forest, its charming exterior blending harmoniously with the surrounding nature. Mark parked the car and led his family towards the entrance, feeling a sense of excitement mixed with a hint of caution. Sarah clutched Daniel's hand tightly, while Emily skipped along, her laughter filling the air. Mark knocked on the door, and moments later, a tall, thin man with piercing eyes and a sinister grin opened it. It was Mr. Thompson, the landlord. His appearance struck an unsettling chord within the Martin family, but they brushed off their initial unease, attributing it to their vivid imaginations. "Welcome, welcome," Mr. Thompson greeted them, his voice dripping with false warmth. "I'm glad you could make it. Please come inside, and we can discuss the rental agreement." The family stepped cautiously into the dimly lit cottage, their eyes adjusting to the sudden change in lighting. As they entered the living room, they noticed the air felt heavy with a strange energy, and an eerie silence enveloped the space. The room was furnished with worn-out furniture, and the wallpaper had peeled in places, revealing a haunting mural beneath. Unnerved by their surroundings, Mark hesitated, glancing at Sarah, who mirrored his concerns. But before they could voice their thoughts, the door slammed shut behind them with a resounding thud. Startled, they turned to face Mr. Thompson, who now wore a menacing smirk on his face. "What's the meaning of this?" Mark demanded, his voice quivering with a mixture of anger and fear. Mr. Thompson's smile widened as he revealed his true intentions. "You see, my dear Martin family, you have stumbled into a trap. You are my prisoners now, and I won't release you until I receive a hefty ransom." Shock and disbelief washed over the Martins, their hearts pounding in their chests. Panic set in as they realized the severity of the situation. The beautiful cottage that had promised tranquility now transformed into a nightmarish prison. Desperation fueled their minds as they scrambled to find a way out of this dire predicament. Sarah tightly held her children, her protective instincts kicking into overdrive. Mark, despite his fear, tried to maintain a composed demeanor to reassure his family. "We won't give you a penny," Mark declared, his voice filled with determination. "You can't keep us here against our will. We'll find a way to escape, and you'll face the consequences for what you've done." Mr. Thompson's expression soured, his facade of control slipping momentarily. However, he quickly regained his composure and let out a sinister laugh. "Oh, how naive of you, Mr. Martin. You see, I've done this before, and I always get what I want. Nobody will hear your cries for help in this secluded place." As the family searched for any means of escape, their hopes sank with each passing moment. The windows were securely locked, and the cottage appeared to be built with solid walls, devoid of any weak points they could exploit. Time seemed to stretch endlessly, and the weight of their captivity pressed upon them. Days turned into weeks, and the Martins endured the oppressive confinement, never losing hope. They devised secret signals and shared glances filled with determination, silently communicating their unwavering resolve. They refused to succumb to despair and clung to the belief that help would come no matter how slim the odds. Meanwhile, news of the Martin family's disappearance spread throughout the town of Greenridge. Concerned friends and neighbors organized search parties, working closely with the local authorities to uncover any leads that could lead to their safe return. Flyers were distributed, social media campaigns launched, and the community rallied together in solidarity. Unbeknownst to the Martins, a breakthrough occurred when a neighbor, Mrs. Jenkins, recalled seeing a suspicious vehicle parked near the cottage on the day of their disappearance. Armed with this crucial piece of information, the police intensified their efforts, meticulously combing through CCTV footage and conducting door-to-door inquiries. One evening, while Mr. Thompson reveled in his sadistic control over the trapped family, a knock on the cottage door echoed through the stale air. A shiver ran down his spine as he recognized the authoritative voices outside. The walls of his self-made fortress were about to crumble. With guns drawn and an air of determination, the police stormed the cottage, apprehending Mr. Thompson and rescuing the Martin family from their agonizing captivity. The moment they stepped out into the sunlight, tears of relief streamed down their faces, mingling with smiles of triumph. News of their rescue spread like wildfire, not just within Greenridge, but across the nation. The Martin family became a symbol of resilience and the indomitable human spirit, inspiring others to stand up against the forces that sought to imprison and harm them. Their story served as a reminder that in the face of darkness, there is always hope, and the strength of a united community can overcome even the most malevolent intentions. In the aftermath of their ordeal, the Martin family worked tirelessly to raise awareness about the importance of online safety and the risks associated with fraudulent rentals. Their advocacy led to stricter regulations and enhanced precautions in the vacation rental industry, ensuring the safety of countless families in the years to come. Although scarred by the traumatic events they endured, the Martins refused to let fear define their lives. Instead, they embraced their second chance at life, cherishing each moment together and savoring the simple joys that had once seemed out of reach. The cottage, once a symbol of terror, was abandoned and eventually demolished. But the Martin family's bond grew stronger, serving as a testament to their resilience and unwavering love for one another. And as they moved forward, the scars of the past gradually faded, replaced by a future filled with hope and the promise of brighter days ahead. In 2016, in the bustling city of Riverside, a young man named Alex was looking for a good deal on electronics. Being a tech enthusiast on a tight budget, he often turned to online platforms like Craigslist in search of affordable gadgets. One fateful day, he stumbled upon a listing for a collection of electronics that seemed too good to pass up. Eager to strike a deal, Alex quickly contacted the seller, whose name was Greg. They exchanged a few messages, discussing the items and their prices. Greg seemed friendly and accommodating, suggesting that Alex visit his home to inspect the goods personally. Although a bit hesitant, Alex agreed, convinced that seeing the electronics firsthand would help him make an informed decision. On a cool autumn evening, Alex set out to Greg's residence, an old house nestled in a quiet neighborhood. He parked his car nearby and walked up to the front door, feeling a mix of excitement and caution. As he rang the doorbell, he couldn't shake off a slight uneasiness that lingered in the back of his mind. The door creaked open, revealing Greg, a middle-aged man, with a warm smile. He welcomed Alex inside, leading him to a dimly lit room where various electronics were spread across a table. Alex's eyes widened at the sight of the gadgets, feeling a rush of anticipation. He began inspecting each item carefully, asking questions and negotiating the prices. As the minutes ticked by, something felt off to Alex. The atmosphere in the room became increasingly tense, and he noticed Greg's demeanor shifting from friendly to unpredictable. Suddenly, without warning, Greg lunged at Alex with a knife in his hand, slashing at him with malicious intent. Shocked and filled with fear, Alex instinctively shielded himself and managed to dodge most of the blows, but not without sustaining a deep gash on his arm. In a panic, Alex fought back, pushing Greg away and desperately searching for an escape route. Adrenaline coursed through his veins as he raced toward the door, his heart pounding in his chest. With every ounce of strength he had, Alex managed to break free from Greg's grasp and dash out into the street, blood dripping from his wounded arm. He'd fumbled for his phone, hands trembling, and dialed the emergency number, desperately pleading for help. Within minutes, the sound of sirens filled the air as police cars arrived at the scene. Alex was quickly attended to by paramedics, who bandaged his wound and reassured him that he would be all right. The police officers apprehended Greg, who had followed Alex out of the house, but was now subdued and under their control. The incident sent shockwaves through the neighborhood as word of the violent attack spread. The community rallied around Alex, offering support and comfort during his recovery. News outlets covered the story, emphasizing the dangers of meeting strangers for transactions and urging people to prioritize their safety when conducting online purchases. In the aftermath of the ordeal, Alex faced physical and emotional challenges. The physical wounds slowly healed, leaving a scar that served as a constant reminder of the harrowing experience. However, with the help of therapy and the support of his loved ones, he gradually regained his sense of security and learned to trust again. The incident also prompted Alex to become an advocate for online safety, sharing his story and raising awareness about the potential risks associated with online transactions. He collaborated with local law enforcement agencies and community organizations to develop guidelines and resources to help others navigate the world of online commerce more safely. As time went on, the wounds on both Alex's body and spirit began to fade, replaced by resilience and a renewed zest for life. He refused to let the traumatic event define him, choosing instead to focus on the positive aspects of his journey to recovery. The incident had forever changed him, but it also empowered him to make a difference and protect others from falling victim to similar situations. In the years that followed, Alex became an inspiration to many, using his voice and his story to advocate for safer online practices. His determination to turn a terrifying experience into a catalyst for positive change served as a reminder that even in the face of darkness, hope and resilience could prevail. As for Greg, he faced the consequences of his actions through the legal system. He was arrested and charged with multiple offenses, including assault with a deadly weapon. The court recognized the severity of the crime, and Greg was sentenced to a substantial prison term, ensuring that he would no longer pose a threat to others. Alex's courage and resilience transformed a terrifying incident into a catalyst for change. His journey from being a victim to becoming a voice for safety served as a powerful reminder of the importance of vigilance and caution in the digital age. Through his advocacy work, he aimed to create a safer environment for online buyers and sellers, preventing others from falling prey to similar dangers. The story of Alex's harrowing experience and his subsequent transformation resonated with people far and wide, reminding everyone to prioritize personal safety in an increasingly interconnected world. It stood as a testament to the strength of the human spirit and the power of turning adversity into a force for positive change. In the year 2015, in the bustling city of New York, a young musician named Ethan was determined to find fellow bandmates to bring his musical aspirations to life. With a passion for creating soul-stirring melodies, he turned to Craigslist, a popular online platform, to seek out like-minded individuals who shared his love for music. Ethan spent hours scrolling through countless ads, hoping to find the perfect match for his musical ambitions. Finally, he stumbled upon a promising post from a group of musicians looking to form a band. Intrigued, he quickly reached out to them, expressing his eagerness to collaborate. After a series of email exchanges and phone calls, the musicians arranged a meeting at their rental studio, located in a gritty part of the city. Although Ethan had a slight sense of caution, His excitement overshadowed any lingering doubts. On a sunny afternoon, Ethan set off to meet his potential bandmates. The studio was tucked away in an old, dilapidated building that stood as a testament to its storied past. The graffiti-covered walls added a touch of artistic chaos to the surroundings, setting the stage for what Ethan believed would be the start of something incredible. As he entered the studio, he noticed a distinct unease settle within him. The room felt suffocating, the air thick with an unspoken tension. Nevertheless, Ethan pushed aside his growing apprehension, convinced that it was merely his imagination playing tricks on him. To his surprise, the members of the band were already present when he arrived. They greeted him with a warm smile, their friendly demeanor putting Ethan at ease once again. There was Mark, the charismatic lead guitarist, with his mop of untamed curls and an aura of confidence. Sarah, the talented drummer, exuded an air of mystery with her piercing gaze and enigmatic smile. Lastly, there was Alex, the bassist, who possessed an unassuming charm that immediately made Ethan feel at home. The initial introductions were filled with laughter and excitement as Ethan shared his musical journey and aspirations. The bandmates reciprocated, sharing their own tales of triumph and struggle. They spoke of the magic that happens when a group of passionate individuals comes together, weaving their unique talents into a harmonious masterpiece. But little did Ethan know that behind their seemingly innocent facade, his newfound bandmates were not what they seemed. Unbeknownst to him, they were members of a notorious criminal organization that operated in the shadows of the city. Their plan was sinister, calculated, and far from the dream Ethan had envisioned. As the evening wore on, the atmosphere began to shift. The studio's walls seemed to close in, suffocating Ethan with an invisible grip. Suddenly, a menacing figure emerged from the shadows, revealing the bandmates' true intentions. The room plunged into darkness as they locked the door, trapping Ethan inside. Ethan's heart raced, panic coursing through his veins. The friendly smiles that once adorned his bandmates' faces transformed into wicked grins. They demanded a substantial sum of money, threatening to harm Ethan and his family if he failed to comply. The young musician felt a mixture of fear, anger, and betrayal surging within him. Days turned into weeks as Ethan endured the torment of captivity, the bandmates growing increasingly impatient with his family's delay in meeting their demands. Locked away in the studio, he clung to his music as a lifeline, finding solace in the melodies that flowed through his mind. Despite the physical and emotional pain he endured, Ethan's passion for music refused to waver. With every passing moment, he drew strength from his compositions, using his creative outlet as a means of escape from his grim reality. In the solitude of the studio, Ethan would strum his guitar, tapping into the depths of his emotions. The melodies that resonated from his fingertips served as a cathartic release, helping him navigate the darkest corners of his mind. He poured his heart and soul into his music, the pain and suffering transforming into hauntingly beautiful notes that reverberated through the cramped space. Wordlessly, his melodies whispered tales of resilience, defiance, and hope. Each chord was a defiance against the cruel fate that had befallen him. Each lyric was a testament to his unwavering spirit, determined to rise above the despair that threatened to consume him. In the depths of his despair, Ethan found solace in the transformative power of music. It became his companion, his confidant, and his source of inspiration. In the face of adversity, he discovered a newfound strength and resilience that he never knew he possessed. Outside the confines of the studio, unbeknownst to Ethan, the authorities were working tirelessly to dismantle a criminal organization that held him captive. Through a stroke of luck and the relentless pursuit of justice, law enforcement agencies were able to track down the bandmates and rescue Ethan from his nightmarish ordeal. Emerging into the light once again, Ethan's spirit remained unbroken. He channeled his harrowing experience into his music, determined to share his story and raise awareness about the dangers that lurk behind seemingly innocent facades. In the years that followed, Ethan's music resonated with countless listeners, touching their hearts and inspiring them to overcome their own challenges. Through his compositions, he sought to shed light on the darkness that can hide in plain sight. urging others to trust their instincts and stay vigilant. Ethan's story serves as a reminder that even in the face of unimaginable adversity, the power of music and the strength of the human spirit can prevail. From the depths of despair, he emerged as a beacon of hope, using his talent to heal himself and others. His journey stands as a testament to the transformative power of music, reminding us that even in our darkest moments, there is always a melody waiting to be found, a song waiting to be sung, and a story waiting to be told.